Hey sassy lady, this is Matri, एक social media marketer, एक mother and a simple yet sassy woman just like you. ये है Little Fixes podcast, आपकी evergreen audio lifestyle magazine. यहाँ मैं और मेरे guest शेयर करते हैं sweet, simple and practical ideas to help you in improving every aspect of your life. Career, fitness, mental health and personal growth are just some of the topics we cover. This podcast is like the real talk you have with your real friends. So continue what you're doing and keep listening. Hello sassy nari, thank you for joining me today. सस्टेनेबल लिविंग के बारे में आजकल हर तरफ बात हो रही है और हर कोई एनवायरनमेंट के लिए अपने तरीके से काइंड हो सकता है, पर कई बार हम परफेक्शन के बारे में सोचते रहते हैं और शुरुआत ही नहीं करते. और कितनी ही बार हम सबने देखा है कि अगर कोई एक छोटा स्टेप लेता है तो सोशल मीडिया पे लोग उसकी हर ऐसी चॉइस को जज करने लगते हैं जो इको कॉन्शियस नहीं है. व्हाट आई एम ट्राइंग टू से इज दैट कुछ नहीं करने से कुछ करना बेटर है, राइट? वी ऑल नो दैट. आज ऐसे ही स्मॉल स्टेप्स की बात होगी जो हम सस्टेनेबल लिविंग के लिए ले सकते हैं. मेरे साथ है तृप्ति जैन, हु कॉल्स हरसेल्फ imperfectly sustainable but perfectly conscious. She is an Instagram coach and marketer by profession. Most importantly, she is my bestie too. अगर आपने लिटिल फिक्सेस का मैनिफेस्टेशन वाला एपिसोड सुना है तो यू मस्ट हैव हर्ड मी गिविंग हर अ शाउट आउट. आई होप यू डोंट कॉल मी द करण जौहर ऑफ पॉडकास्टिंग एंड अक्यूज मी ऑफ बेस्टिज्म. मेरे फ्रेंड्स हैं ही इतने अमेजिंग कि मैं बिना बुलाए रह नहीं पाती. ऑन दैट नोट, लेट्स वेलकम तृप्ति. हाय तृप्ति, आई एम सुपर थ्रिल्ड टू हैव यू ऑन लिटिल फिक्सेस.
Hi Maitri, I am equally excited. I remember we've recorded an episode earlier that couldn't go on air because of many reasons. But I'm super excited to have this done now.
बट एक एपिसोड अपना हो भी चुका है, वो मैरिज स्टोरी वाला जिसमें अपन चारों थे साथ में.
हाँ.
That was so much fun ना. लेकिन आज हम लोग मैरिज की बात नहीं कर रहे हैं, हम लोग सस्टेनेबिलिटी की बात कर रहे हैं तृप्ति के साथ. तो तृप्ति, सबसे पहले हम लोग ये जानना चाहेंगे कि आपके अकॉर्डिंग सस्टेनेबल होने का क्या मतलब है?
So actually, Maitri, for me, the meaning of this entire term is in the very word itself. It is something that you can sustain. So something that you adopt for the betterment and that you can carry forward for lifelong to the best of your abilities. So we need to understand also that, the term sustainability is not just about environment. It is about a lot of other things also, which a lot of people may not be aware of. So sustainability is not just for the betterment of the planet in terms of growing trees or, cutting down plastic. Sustainability is also about, paying fair wages, being ethical, having a good working system. So there are many aspects about sustainability, but apart from all of these, the one aspect that I have chosen is eco-sustainability. I am yet to explore the various aspects of sustainability, but I'm more focusing on eco-sustainability. So something that I can, do for the environment and that I can sustain for a long time. Also, a lot of people end up thinking that sustainability is a very trending topic. People can just pick and do what they feel like doing, call it sustainability and, move about it. But in actual terms, sustainability is about being very conscious about your environment and doing little things that you can carry forward forever. It is not कि आज किया कल छूट गया. आज मैंने एक वुडन टूथब्रश लिया, कल मेरे को प्लास्टिक का टूथब्रश बहुत अट्रैक्टिव लगा, सो आई वेंट इन फॉर अ प्लास्टिक टूथब्रश. नो, इट कैन नॉट बी दैट. सो यू हैव टू सस्टेन द सस्टेनेबिलिटी.
ओके. और ये कब डिसाइड किया तुमने कि तुम्हें सस्टेनेबल होना है?
So I think when my little one was around 2.5 years or 3 years, I remember, we were shopping for Rakhis. And it was a very simple question she asked me कि इन सब राखीज का हम करेंगे क्या बाद में? So I was like, इनको एक बैग में डाल देंगे. And then she was like, फिर? And then I had no answer to give her. I didn't know what are we going to actually do with it. And that sort of, thought kept provoking me कि यार हम इतनी सारी चीजें लेते हैं, हम इतनी सारी चीजें होर्ड करते हैं, इनका एंड क्या है? What is the end point? And then what sort of a future are we going to give to our children? I don't want to give a future to my child wherein we are dependent on oxygen cylinders, something that we just saw in COVID. So I don't want that cycle to be there for my child and for the future generation. So that was one thought provoking incident that I had, and then I started slowly finding out things that I could just simply do, that are not going to change my life or turn it upside down, but simple things that I could just adopt in my lifestyle and become more conscious about my choices.
तो you decided to be sustainable and you started sharing your journey on Instagram. और हम सब ने उसको देखा और उससे चीज़ें भी सीखी कि हाँ तृप्ति ये छोटे छोटे स्टेप्स ले रही है और हम लोग भी इसमें से कुछ चीज़ें फॉलो कर सकते हैं. फिर मैंने ये भी देखा कि आपके पास बहुत सारे कमेंट्स आते थे जो नेगेटिव भी होते थे और अभी भी आते होंगे, आई एम श्योर. तो ये क्या यही इको शेमिंग है? और मैंने थोड़ा सा इंटरनेट पे भी देखा तो उसमें ये भी था कि ब्रांड्स आल्सो डू इको शेमिंग अपने प्रोडक्ट्स को सेल करने के लिए, कि जो आपकी चॉइस है वो गलत है, आप क्यों ऐसा कर रहे हो, मतलब किसी तरीके से प्रोवोक करना लोगों को. और ऑब्वियसली सोशल मीडिया पे होता ही है. तो डू यू थिंक इट्स द राइट थिंग टू डू और डज इट work in your experience?
So my bio on my Insta page, the Conscious Gram, actually reads that I'm against eco shaming. So the reason of putting it out there is because I want people to understand the fact that it's absolutely fine not to be 100% sustainable. You don't need to be perfect. You don't even need to be 50% or even 10% for that matter. You don't need to turn into a vegan. You don't need to start living in a forest or do anything drastic for that matter, I just want people to understand the concept of saving Earth, the repercussions, and the stuff that they can do to become more conscious. And this very thought, actually goes against eco shaming. Because if we all just accepted that we cannot be 100% sustainable, we cannot be perfect, we wouldn't expect people to turn their life upside down to become sustainable. And once these expectations go, eco shaming will also stop, right? We need to understand that we don't need to do anything big. It is about smaller victories every day. It is about thinking about the environment before we do anything for that matter, not waiting for someone to come and save Earth. Okay, so one of my videos about slicing off the plastic bags did extremely well on Instagram. Okay, but it came with a lot of views that I was surprised to read. So a lot of people actually think कि अर्थ को बचाने कोई और आएगा, हमें कुछ नहीं करना है. A lot of people actually thought कि मेरे एक प्लास्टिक बैग कट करने से क्या फर्क पड़ने वाला है. A lot of people also said that plastic bag ही नहीं खरीदो ना. So they are not understanding that all of these become a part of eco shaming as well. Right? They don't want to understand the fact that little steps, just one step if they do, okay, even if its end result may not be what we are expecting, still agar aap ek chota sa step lete ho, that's not going to cost you any money, that's just telling you to become a little more conscious, may help Earth. So kya farak pad raha hai agar aap wo chota sa step le lo, right? So all of this is about making smaller efforts. And if somebody is making that smaller effort, let's not judge them, let's not shame them, let's not expect them to be perfect all the time. It is not going to happen. Agar if somebody says that they are living a zero waste life, maybe they are able to live, but I am not able to live. So I am trying to do what I can do in my own boundaries that I think may help Earth. So if somebody is doing something, let's just not slap them with unnecessary suggestions ki aap ye kar lo, wo kar lo, wo kar lo, ye kar lo. As an eco creator, it is my job, it is my responsibilities to tell people ki ye options hain, ye aap kar sakte ho. But it is not right for an eco creator to say to someone ki aap kyun nahi kar rahe ho. It is not right. People could be coming from various backgrounds. I cannot expect somebody who's from a lower income background to suddenly throw away all their plastic stuff from their house and start using glass, but I can expect them to start thinking कि अगर मैं इस चीज को भी काम में लेता हूँ तो it's going to be a little better for the environment. I will stop wasting stuff. So I can expect everyone to do that, but I cannot expect everyone to make drastic changes. So somewhere eco shaming is about expecting a lot from people, and that is just not right. Some people may be sustainable in their own ways, some other people may be sustainable in some other ways. So any and everything that is helping the earth is great.
ओके, इनफैक्ट मैंने जीरो वेस्ट का देखा भी था गूगल पे, तो उसमें भी यही लिखा था कि इट्स अबाउट मिनिमल वेस्ट, क्योंकि हर किसी के लिए 100% जीरो वेस्ट होना पॉसिबल नहीं है.
बिल्कुल नहीं पॉसिबल है. इट्स expecting miracle, because that is not going to happen. When a lot of people will think कि हम ये कट डाउन कर देते हैं, वो कट डाउन कर देते हैं. आप बस ये थॉट आपके मन में आ गया ना कि हाँ मुझे कुछ कट डाउन करना है, that is what the purpose of creating this conscious gram page is. Just to provoke that thought कि कुछ भी करने से पहले आप एक बार सोचो. That's all.
ओके, तो कई बार ऐसा भी होता है, इनफैक्ट मेरे साथ भी होता है कभी कभी, कि आई रीड समथिंग और सी समथिंग, उसके बाद मैं सोचती रहती हूँ कि मेरे बच्चे का फ्यूचर क्या होगा, ये हो जाएगा, वो हो जाएगा. तो मैंने एक टर्म भी सुना है, इको एंग्जाइटी. आई डोंट नो कि उसका एग्जैक्ट मतलब क्या होता है, लेकिन क्योंकि हम लोग उसके बारे में बात कर रहे हैं, तो आई वुड लाइक टू नो अ लिटिल बिट अबाउट इट.
So basically, eco anxiety is faced by a lot of eco creators or people who are working towards the environment. Unko, they have a feeling that if they don't do something, and if the world doesn't do something, the world is going to collapse tomorrow. Okay, so there is a difference between the world collapsing later and all of us helping the world not to collapse it, and the world collapsing tomorrow itself. So there is so much of anxiety in them कि अगर कोई step नहीं कर रहा है, so they end up eco shaming that person. Okay, I have personally gone through it, wherein I met someone and that person had a lot of ego anxiety in themselves, because from the way they were talking, I could understand that they wanted to do a lot for the environment, but they were forcing it down to people who may not be able to do a lot, right? They were not appreciating the fact that smaller efforts are okay. They are absolutely fine. They wanted everything to be perfect. So when that perfectionism comes into sustainability, it will give rise to anxiety. And anxiety due to something that they foresee is going to happen into the future is to the environment is eco anxiety, basically. So eco anxiety is not a very nice thing to have. People need to, people suffering from something like that actually need to sit down and understand that it's fine कि जो कुछ भी कोई कर सकता है, let them at least take that step and let them at least do that. अगर हम शेम करते रहेंगे तो शायद जो एफर्ट हम चाहते हैं लोगों से शायद वो भी नहीं हो पाएगा, because people will start becoming very conscious about each of their step, whether they are doing it right or wrong. Okay, right now it's not about whether they are doing it right or wrong. Right now it is just about letting the fact sink into them that they are the only ones who can actually save earth. So अगर हम वो fact अपने अंदर save कर लेंगे, automatically most of our decisions will start becoming and turning into being conscious. So सिर्फ और सिर्फ वो thought provoke करना है अपने अंदर, and then it will automatically flow. We don't need to force it down into anyone.
Okay, yes, obviously force करके वैसे भी I think कोई ज़्यादा benefit नहीं होता. अगर आप किसी से एक चीज़ करवा लोगे तो maybe they will not be able to sustain it, which again goes against this, right? ओके, तो इसी से आई थिंक एक और कॉन्सेप्ट रिलेटेड है, और शेमिंग से रिलेटेड कह लो, या एटलीस्ट ट्राइंग टू टेक एडवांटेज ऑफ अवर सेंसिटिविटी टुवर्ड्स द अर्थ. उसको मैंने देखा ग्रीन वॉशिंग बोलते हैं. जो बहुत सारे ब्रांड्स हैं जो फॉल्स इंप्रेशन दे देते हैं या फिर मिसलीडिंग इन्फॉर्मेशन प्रोवाइड कर देते हैं अपने प्रोडक्ट्स के बारे में, और ऐसा हमें लगता है कि वाह ये तो बहुत ही मतलब एनवायरनमेंट फ्रेंडली प्रोडक्ट है, और उनको अपने आप को ज़्यादा इको कॉन्शियस दिखाते हैं, एंड बिकॉज वी आर लुकिंग टू बी मोर सस्टेनेबल सो वी फॉल फॉर देम. तो हाउ नॉट टू फॉल फॉर सच गिमिक्स?
So basically, greenwashing is all about businesses claiming to have a lot of ethics in line with sustainability. Okay. Now, in line with sustainability not just means environment, like I had said, it also means fair wages, better environment facilities for their workers, and a lot of other things. but they do not end up fulfilling that claim. All right. Let me give you a classic example of greenwashing. Okay. So whenever we hear the terms organic, vegan, chemical free, associated with a product, we immediately feel that these products are going to be very environment friendly, right? However, that's not the case always. So what happens is companies will put these taglines because they are heavy words, and behind all these taglines, actually, they may be not even practicing any of them, right? So coming back to the example I was giving, so a lot of people prefer buying vegan leather, okay, because they think it carries this heavy word vegan and it's all good and nice and everything, right? Actually, in layman term, vegan leather is false leather or synthetic leather, right? It is actually considered a cruelty-free substitute for animal leather, but not all vegan leather is good for the environment. In fact, vegan leather means PVC, it means plastic. Right? Very rarely they are made of a material called a natural textile material made from pineapple fiber. It's called Pinatex. So very rarely you will find, because this technology is still being developed, and right now this technology costs a bomb to have anything done in Pinatex. So a lot of people end up using this term called vegan leather to sell their products, but actually vegan leather is nothing but plastic. So in the name of being cruelty free, you are actually being crueler to the environment, right? So this is a very classic example of greenwashing. So actually somebody who is wanting to go sustainable should actually look at other options and not look at all these terms because it says organic or it says chemical free or it says vegan or any of that sort. So for example, if you want to have a cruelty free handbag, you should technically go for a cotton one with minimum use of PVC instead of, looking at these heavy words. So you don't need to buy vegan leather to help the earth. You just need to, open your eyes and look for better alternatives and do a research of what exactly are you buying. So, beauty brands will say they are chemical free, but they don't understand layman people will not understand that everything in this world is chemical. You cannot have a chemical free product. Even water is chemical. So when these terms are used, it is our duty to actually look beyond the brand and do a little bit of research on what exactly is happening behind this brand. When they are saying these words, are they actually standing true? Are they actually standing true to their promises that they are making? And then we should actually go for a purchase.
Okay. ये पाइनएप्पल वाली चीज मुझे नहीं पता थी. जब भी मैं वीगन लेदर देखती थी तो मुझे लगता था ये रेक्सीन के बैग्स होते हैं एंड दे आर जस्ट हाइपिंग देम कि ये वीगन लेदर है. तो मुझे लगता था कि कुछ नहीं है. बट यू जस्ट सेड कि देयर इज एक्चुअली सच अ थिंग एज वीगन लेदर.
Yes. So they're making one from pineapple leaf fiber and they're also doing it from cactus. So cactus is developing, leather from cactus is being developed in Canada by a lot of people. Again, very, very expensive technology right now. But I think in coming years, vegan leather, actual vegan leather made from natural resources may be available and may be affordable to people.
Okay, तब तक try to minimize and obviously you can always get cotton bags.
Yes.
तो that middle class sustainability thing जो अभी भी चल रही है और हम लोग के टाइम पे ये बहुत कॉमन था कि हम लोग प्लास्टिक के बैग्स इकट्ठा कर लेते थे. अभी भी कई लोग करते हैं, मैं भी कर लेती हूँ. और या फिर सामान लेने जाते थे तो क्लॉथ बैग लेकर जाते थे जिसका अच्छा सा नाम हो गया है क्लॉथ बैग. पहले उसको झूला कहते थे और और धीरे धीरे वो ट्रेंड से चला गया बिकॉज इट डिडंट लुक नाइस. प्लास्टिक बैग्स का इतना ज़्यादा कंपनीज ने प्रमोशन कर दिया कि ये अच्छा लगता है, इसमें आप आराम से ले सकते हो, वाटर प्रूफ होता है एंड वॉट नॉट. और हम उसको यूज़ करने लगे. किचन में मम्मी के यहाँ हमेशा वो पुराने डिब्बे, बॉटल्स, चाहे प्लास्टिक के हों, कांच के हों, स्टील के हों, वही होते थे. फिर वो धीरे धीरे ट्रेंड आ गया कि किचन एस्थेटिक लगनी चाहिए. तो पहले तो प्लास्टिक का ही ट्रेंड आया था, उसमें भी वो कलरफुल बॉक्सेस का, फिर धीरे धीरे ग्लास का आया. और अभी भी आई थिंक हम लोग को ये लगता था कि हम लोग लगेगा कि बहुत कंजूस हैं, ये वही डिब्बे सेव कर लेते हैं, ना तो किचन देखने में अच्छा लगता है और ना ही ये पैसे खर्च करना चाहते हैं अपने घर के ऊपर. नाउ दीज थिंग्स आर स्लोली कमिंग बैक टू पीपल्स माइंड्स एंड यू आर रेजिंग अवेयरनेस अबाउट दिस. देयर आर लॉट्स ऑफ पीपल ऑब्वियसली फॉलोइंग इट. और इज इट अगेन जस्ट अ ट्रेंड, जैसे कि जेंजी नहीं, हमारे जो मिलेनियल वाले सारे फैशन ट्रेंड्स फॉलो कर रहे हैं फिर से और कह रहे हैं कि वाओ वी आर वेरी फैशन फॉरवर्ड, जबकि हम वो सब कर चुके हैं, हमने शुरू किया था, हम उसको छोड़ चुके हैं करके, नाउ दे आर लाइक कि हम कर रहे हैं, हम फैशन फॉरवर्ड हैं, और वही चीज़ सस्टेनेबिलिटी में भी वापस आ रही है. तो आई होप इट्स नॉट अ ट्रेंड, बट बिकॉज यू फॉलो दिस क्लोजली कि वो स्टील का डिब्बा का ट्रेंड आ गया, स्टील का लंच बॉक्स ले जाना है, ये सब. तो व्हाट डू यू थिंक, इज इट जस्ट अ ट्रेंड और इज इट हियर टू स्टे?
So basically, if you look at our parents, right, the generation before us and the generation even before them, um, तब वो मिडिल क्लास कहा जाता था, बट एक्चुअली दे वर एक्चुअली बीइंग वेरी सस्टेनेबल. दिस टर्म मिडिल क्लास वाज given to them because they were saving, trying to save everything and reuse everything. But in actual terms, they were the most sustainable people. In fact, Indians, for that matter, are the most sustainable people because हम कुछ भी फेंकने से पहले ना हम उसका पूरा पूरा वसूलना चाहते हैं. Okay, a lot of us still do that. So we are termed conjuice and we are termed middle class. But I think if somebody wants to help the environment, these terms will not even make any sense to them. It does not. They don't even care about these terms anymore. With that, I also want to say that it's not just about plastic or anything. It is even about fashion. So repeating clothes is a big sin on Instagram. Repeating clothes even in your real life sometimes is a big sin. You know, if you remember Karan Johar's favorite movie where Pooh said, "आज भी वही पहना है, तुम पे बहुत अच्छा लगता होगा." So you know that was highlighting this entire issue of not repeating clothes, right? So you know this happens a lot in our social circles and in everywhere on Instagram कि वापस से वही कपड़े पहने हुए हैं. Now I am in that mindset कि वापस से वही कपड़े पहने हुए हैं तो क्या, मैंने पैसे दिए हैं इसके, मैं फिर से पहनूंगी और मैं 100 बार पहनूंगी, you know, until that garment actually cries कि यार मुझे फेंक दो, अब बहुत हुआ. और उसके बाद भी मैं उसका पोछा बनाऊंगी और उससे डस्टिंग करूंगी. So I will do all of this sort because I have paid money for that piece of garment. So all these things की वापस से repeat किया है, या you know you're wearing something that was worn by someone else, or you're wearing something that is probably second hand or anything. All of these things don't even make sense to me anymore. मतलब जो बोलना है बोल लो. It does not matter to me because what matters to me is providing a better environment to my children. That matters to me. I want my child to look at me and say कि you know my mother would not buy a lot of stuff. My mother would not do this, and that is what I have seen my mother doing. You know, pehle siblings would wear clothes and it would get passed on from generation to generation. It now is not the trend कि अब हम ये भी सोचें कि यार हम किसी सिबलिंग को ये कपड़े दें या नहीं दें. You know, people will say कि यार I can earn enough so I can buy my own clothes. Yes, you can earn enough. Yes, you are educated enough, and yes, you can manage to do things on your own, and that's brilliant. But what about the environment? Are you even thinking? Is your education even playing a role about thinking about the environment? No, that's not happening. So let's put our education into good use of not just growing economically, but also growing towards the environment in a better way. So ये जो एस्थेटिक किचन है नहीं है, क्या है क्या नहीं है, यू नो आई कैन नॉट रियली कमेंट ऑन दैट, बट आई कैन ओनली से कि जब आपके पास कुछ है तो आप उसे यूज करो, रीयूज करो और करते ही जाओ until and unless you have the need to bring into something new to in your house. When that need arises, maybe then you can think of a more better product for the environment. That better product may not be completely in line with you and your pocket. So I understand that sort of thing also, because sustainable वाली चीजें काफी expensive होती हैं. But at the end of the day, you have to understand कि अगर आप कुछ X amount का ले रहे हो and it might be pricey, there is a lot of reason behind making that product pricey. So जब आप उस चीज को खरीदते हो और आप उस चीज को लॉन्ग टर्म के लिए यूज कर पाते हो, like not like fast fashion जो आपने 200 रुपए का टॉप खरीद लिया और 2 बार पहना और फट गया, ठीक है. नॉट लाइक दैट, बट अगर आप उस चीज को लॉन्ग टर्म में खींच सकते हो, उस चीज को बार बार रिपीट कर सकते हो, रीयूज कर सकते हो, तो that is a better prospect than buying something that is not going to last you long.
Mm-hmm. Yes, yes. And I was okay with hand-me-downs when it came to idhaya, or even I would share my stuff with my sister-in-law कि चलो ये मेरे नहीं आ रहे तुम ले लो, या फिर ये तुम्हें अच्छा नहीं लग रहा मैं ले लेती हूँ. But paying money for hand-me-downs was somehow not okay for me. मुझे लगता था कि यार पुराने के लिए पैसे देने से अच्छा है कि मैं नया खरीद लूँ. और इनफैक्ट माई हस्बैंड वॉज ऑल्सो लाइक कि पुराने कपड़े क्यों लेते हैं बच्चे के लिए. तो बट योर व्हाट्सएप ग्रुप जहाँ पे हम लोग प्री लव्ड कपड़े खरीद बेच सकते हैं और भी चीज़ें ऑब्वियसली वी कैन डू. तो मुझे रियलाइज़ हुआ कि हम लोग कर सकते हैं. ऐसा नहीं है कि पुराने कपड़े के लिए मान लीजिए कोई चीज़ आप 1,000 रुपये की खरीद रहे हो, उसकी जगह वो चीज़ आपको 500 रुपये की मिल जाएगी. आपका पैसा भी बचेगा और ऑब्वियसली एनवायरनमेंट भी बच रहा है, बिकॉज दो सेम चीज़ें आपके पास नहीं आ रही हैं, एनवायरनमेंट में नहीं आ रही, मैन्युफैक्चर नहीं हो रही है. तो आई ऑनेस्टली वॉन्ट टू थैंक यू फॉर दैट. और मैंने जो पुराने कपड़े खरीदना शुरू किया है तो मुझे भी लगता है कि हाँ, इट हेल्प्स माई पॉकेट एंड हेल्प्स द एनवायरनमेंट.
Absolutely, absolutely. I mean, I'm so into pre-loved, not just, buying it from the platform or anything. Also, from the platform, there is one thing that I've noticed that कुछ अच्छी चीज होती है ना, तो जब pre-loved पे आती है तो हम उसे बिना गिल्ट के खरीदने की कोशिश करते हैं, even though we may not need it. So when they are a part of that pre-loved platform, we still have to be very, very sure and ask ourselves, मुझे चाहिए क्या, इस चीज की जरूरत है क्या, डू आई नीड इट, कैन आई डू विदाउट इट, कैन आई ओवर थिंक इट एंड नॉट बाय इट एट ऑल. सो अगर ये प्लेटफॉर्म है भी तो भी आई ऑलवेज टेल एवरीवन टू बी वेरी वेरी श्योर ऑफ बाइंग एनीथिंग just that's available right across to you on a WhatsApp group. So when things become easier and when things are being sold as pre-loved, there is a lot of tendency from people कि चलो ये भी खरीद लूं, बहुत सस्ता आ रहा है, कोई बात नहीं ये भी खरीद लेती हूँ, बहुत सस्ता है. नहीं, that beats down the whole purpose of having that group then.
या एग्जैक्टली, सो ट्रू. मतलब चाहे आप प्रीलव्ड खरीदो, चाहे नया खरीदो, चाहे किसी से कुछ लो मे बी, बट इट हैज़ टू बी वेरी वेल थॉट आउट, क्योंकि हो सकता है कि किसी और को उसकी ज़्यादा ज़रूरत हो और वो उसका बेटर यूज़ भी कर पाए. सो वी स्पोक अबाउट बहुत सारे टर्म्स, बट आई थिंक उन टर्म्स को समझना बहुत ईजी कर दिया तृप्ति ने. जैसे हमने बात की कि सस्टेनेबिलिटी क्या होता है, उसी से हमने स्टार्ट किया. फिर इको शेमिंग की बात हुई, इको एंग्जाइटी की बात हुई, ज़ीरो वेस्ट का मतलब समझा हमने, ग्रीन वॉशिंग की बात हुई, और इसमें हमने वीगन लेदर के बारे में भी कुछ नया जाना, एटलीस्ट मैंने जाना. फिर मिडिल क्लास सस्टेनेबिलिटी की बात भी हुई. और अब तृप्ति, हम आपसे ये जानना चाहेंगे कि ऐसे कौन से सिंपल स्टेप्स हैं जो हर कोई ले सकता है टू बी मोर काइंड टू अर्थ, और मे बी काइंडर टू अर्थ. 5 steps or maybe more if you have, we would love to know.
So the first step is, I think this is the most used word in the podcast that we've recorded, reuse. It's the simplest thing. Like every single thing you own, reuse it till that item actually cries off. Reusing actually helps us cut down consumerism, helps you to become more minimal. So reusing has a lot of benefits. So जब हम वो कोई भी environment friendly की बात करता है तो there are 3 R's जो हम याद करते हैं, and the top of our list is recycle. Actually recycle should have been at the bottom of the list. Reuse should be at the top of the list, because जब हम reuse करते हैं तो it just does not help the environment. It helps us to become more conscious. It helps our pocket. It helps in so many various ways. So the first simplest step that you can do is, जो घर में सामान पड़ा है ना, whether it is plastic, whether it is sustainable or not, everything that you own is sustainable. Just remember that everything that you currently have is sustainable. So just, day before yesterday, I had gone for a birthday party and I received one plastic tumbler. Okay. Now, just because it's plastic, I'm not going to throw it away, because that is being stupid, right? I'm going to use it, and I'm going to reuse it and reuse it and reuse it, because I'm not going to end up buying another tumbler, maybe which is of steel or whatever, because I already have this tumbler with me. So ये सोच के कि ये प्लास्टिक का है या फिर लोग मुझे इको शेम करेंगे प्लास्टिक का सामान देख के, that does not give me a reason to not use the tumbler. I will still use it. So this is a very simple example that I've given. So आपके पास जो भी है घर में, आप उसे इस्तेमाल करें, इस्तेमाल करें, इस्तेमाल करें, इस्तेमाल करें. That's all that you can do is as the first simplest step. The second thing is opt for pre-loved. Swap as many things as you can. If you have that social conditioning कि यार मुझे किसी दूसरे का नहीं पहनना है, so you can try and swap it between your family members. So as many as you can do swaps, excellent. There are people not just doing just toy swap or clothes swap. आजकल तो even plant swaps have gained a lot of popularity. So मेरे पास थोड़े से plants हैं, instead of going to buy more plants, I will probably swap a cutting or something with another person. Okay, so pre-loved and swapping would be my second simplest step. All these social conditioning that comes with pre-loved ki ye second hand hai, these are all just in your head. In reality, pre-loved shopping is actually brings in a lot of contentment, because you know that this person has kept this product with a lot of love and care, and it is now going on to going on to another person. So I'm also going to take care of this item. In fact, this is something that I've taught my daughter, that until and unless we don't sell one of our toys, we cannot buy another toy. With that, what happens is she's more careful of keeping her toys in a proper condition, because she knows कि अगर ये मैंने अच्छे से handle नहीं किया, या इसे मैंने carelessly use किया, so that means I'm not going to get another toy. So it's a cycle that we built. It's a cycle that we built with her toys, with her clothes, with her books, that we need to take care of our own things, because it is going to get passed on to someone else, and only when it gets passed on is then we are going to buy with the same money, we're going to buy something new, but that new is also going to be pre-loved. Mm-hmm. So that is the second step, I would say. The third one I would say is, look at your everyday things, every single day things that you use, and see where all you can cut down plastic. So it could be carrying a water bottle, swapping a plastic toothbrush. It could be carrying steel tiffins for takeaways, using bioenzymes. So for cleaning needs. So anything and everything that you use in your every single day, just look at all of them and say कि अगर ये चीज खत्म हो जाती है, then I am going to swap it to a better alternative. So there are so many little things that you can do for that matter. They don't even cost a dime. Okay, like closing the tap when you're brushing your teeth, or putting off the electricity. Those are so many little things that you can do, जो आपको बिल्कुल भी आपको कुछ खर्च करने की जरूरत नहीं है. You just need to look at your everyday life and just sit down and think कि कहाँ हम क्या swap कर सकते हैं, कहाँ हम save कर सकते हैं, और कहाँ हम reuse कर सकते हैं. So that is again the most simplest step, I would say. Mm-hmm. The fourth thing I would say is become more aware, and create more awareness. So by creating more awareness, what I'm trying to say is कि अगर आप एक simple plastic toothbrush से अगर आप wooden toothbrush पे जा चुके हो, tell people about it. Tell people. There will be people who may not even have heard of a wooden toothbrush. Maybe somebody will get an idea. There will be people who may not even have thought कि हम अपने steel tiffins ले जा सकते हैं, या हम अपने steel plastic के grocery jars ले जा सकते हैं to a grocery store, and we can actually ask them to fill it in our jars itself, and they'll be happy to do it for you. So whenever you are doing something, मतलब आपको लगता है कि यार ये बहुत silly सा है, बहुत छोटा सा है, but still please share it with people. So आपके sharing से maybe out of 100 people, maybe somebody might just get an idea, and maybe they may just start following you. This is one of the reasons why I have the Conscious Gram page, is because it may look very simple. It may look कि यार ये तो हम हमेशा ही करते हैं, ठीक है? But जब कोई जिसे ये चीज नहीं पता है, and they are looking at it, they will be able to apply that in their life, and they will be able to become more conscious. One simple example I'll give you is that I use a lot of foil balloons. So I've stopped using the rubber balloons for my daughter's birthday or for any of our birthdays or occasions. So I use foil balloons. And a lot of people didn't know that you can take out the air and reuse that foil balloon. I had just shared it on one of my stories that, I was taking out the air and, cleaning them out and keeping them, folding them and keeping them safe. So a lot of people asked me, how do you take out the air from a foil balloon? We never knew this. We didn't even know that foil balloons can be reused. So a simple thing, I'm sure a lot of people who knew about removing the air from a foil balloon and reusing it must have thought कि ये क्या share कर रही है यार, ये तो मुझे पता है. But there were also a segment of people that didn't know and actually sent me a DM कि आप एक video बनाओ और हमें भेजो. I actually received 5 calls from people who were not able to remove the air. They actually called me and said कि यार मेरा हो नहीं रहा है, can you at least help me? And I got on a video call with 3 of them and I explained to them the actual procedure of how to take off that. Now it's a very simple thing, very very simple thing. बट अगर मैं शेयर नहीं करती तो शायद लोगों को पता नहीं चलता. जस्ट दैट वे अगर आप कुछ कर रहे हो तो प्लीज लोगों के संग उसे शेयर करो. लेट देम बिकम मोर अवेयर. सो बिकम मोर अवेयर एंड क्रिएटिंग मोर अवेयरनेस is one simplest thing that you can do. One more thing that the last thing that I would say is think before you buy anything. anything. मतलब अगर आप एक आइसक्रीम भी खरीद रहे हो ना तो भी सोचो, is should I buy a stick ice cream that comes with a plastic wrapper, or should I buy a cone ice cream that comes with minimal paper wrapping, or should I go to an ice cream parlor and buy something that comes in the cup or something that they can give in a cone. So this is a very simple example कि एक आइसक्रीम खरीदने के पीछे भी आप थोड़ा सा एक सेकंड का थॉट है या 5 सेकंड का थॉट है, बट दैट 5 सेकंड का थॉट may help you save one ice cream plastic bag and end up send you to an ice cream parlor to someone who's having a small business, and that person could actually get profits out of you. So छोटा सा thought but can help you become little more aware of your surroundings. So anything that you buy, always think, is there any alternative? Can I not buy this? Do I even need it? Is not buying this going to help me in some way, not just about your money but about other things as well? So my top 5 simplest steps that you can do to become more conscious and to become more sustainable would be these.
Okay, and these are very doable by anyone. तो आई थिंक एटलीस्ट एक से स्टार्ट कर सकते हैं, एटलीस्ट रीयूज कर सकते हैं टू स्टार्ट विद, विच इज़ आई थिंक वेरी सिंपल अपने घर पे करने के लिए. तो आई जस्ट लव्ड हियरिंग फ्रॉम यू, एंड इट्स रियली गुड टू हियर फ्रॉम अ पर्सन हु हैज़ लर्नड एंड ऑब्वियसली हु इज स्टिल लर्निंग एंड इज डूइंग हर बिट. कई बार होता है कि एक्सपर्ट आ जाते हैं, जार्गन होता है या फिर शेमिंग इन्वॉल्व होती है तो फिर मज़ा नहीं आता है और थोड़ा सा डीमोटिवेट भी हो जाते हैं. बट व्हेन वी हियर फ्रॉम समवन लाइक यू हु इज इम्परफेक्ट इन दिस वर्ल्ड ऑफ सस्टेनेबिलिटी, तो अच्छा लगता है सुन के और हमें भी लगता है कि हाँ हम भी कुछ कर सकते हैं. तो इट वॉज रियली नाइस हियरिंग फ्रॉम यू, एंड आई एम श्योर कि जो लोग भी ये एपिसोड को सुन रहे हैं वो भी आपसे कनेक्ट होना चाहेंगे. तो तृप्ति, व्हाट्स द बेस्ट वे टू कनेक्ट विद यू ऑनलाइन?
So they can follow my page, the Conscious Gram or the Drama Mama. I am available on both the pages. I'm trying to streamline sustainability into just the Conscious Gram actually. But apart from these 2 platforms, I am also available on WhatsApp. I'm also available on calls if somebody has any issues, if they are dealing with something that they are not able to, they want to practice sustainability, but they don't know how to do it and from where to start or whatever. I am also available on WhatsApp or on my DM or on a call if they want. If they just want to get past that hindrance of something, something stopping them from becoming a little more eco-conscious, I am always available for something of that sort.
Okay, that is great. So do connect with Tripti online. And Tripti, thank you so much for being on Little Fixes and sharing your learnings with us.
Thank you so much, Maitri, for having me. Thank you for taking this initiative to create more awareness. You just also did another step towards sustainability, and I'm sure all of us are doing something or the other to be sustainable. So let's just all say very proudly that we are sustainable and we will do something. Let's not think that somebody else is going to come and save the earth. The saving part is in our hands, and we will do it.
Yes. So do your bit instead of worrying about perfection or thinking कि एक मेरे करने से क्या होगा. Also we need to spread this message, जैसे कि तृप्ति ने भी बोला कि ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा लोगों को अवेयर करना है. So share this episode with 3 of your friends or give it a shout out on Instagram. Don't forget to tag @LittleFixes Podcast and @TheConsciousGram. Do subscribe to Little Fixes on your podcast app so that you don't miss any of our value-packed conversations. अब मिलते हैं 5 अगस्त को. तब तक के लिए लाइफ में मजे करो और सदा सैसी रहो. बाय.